Hey, Why Ukraine watchers, thanks for stopping by. As you know, this is Why Ukraine channel. It's founded on principles around contrasting first impressions with the richness and treasures that may lie underneath those first impressions. Peeling back the onion, you might say. Sometimes you peel back the onion and it might not look any better on the inside, but we're going to experience it together as I go through Ukraine and the region, experiencing things for the first time, things that sometimes are uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it and do it for the channel. Otherwise, I think I would probably sit at home and never get outside. So hopefully this will help me get out and learn more about Ukraine, learn more about the culture, the people, the language, and we'll take it from there. This is how I interpret my new experiences. The intent is never to offend anybody or anyone, but to entertain and educate and bring an open mind and explore my crazy world, and we'll do this together. In the kickoff video, I mentioned the Vernadsky National Library in Ukraine, and my desire to learn more about it. It's really a cool-looking tall building with some interesting architecture features that we'll explore a little bit now and a little bit later on. But we're just going to scratch the surface on it today. I did a short 3-minute 360 VR video of the outside of it, kind of a walk around that you're going to see today. And depending on your device, you can use your mouse, a remote. You can use your device itself, and as you move your device or your mouse remote, it should actually pan around at the same time. It may take a little trial and error, but you'll figure it out, I'm sure. As you watch the video, pay attention to the kind of the disrepair that this building and the grounds are in. It's pretty apparent, and I think for a building that contains items that are so historically significant, the country should put much more emphasis and focus on the beauty of the building and what the territory once was and should be restored to. Because arguably you could say this is not just a national treasure, but it contains treasures for countries and cultures around the world. So not only does this library contain priceless, historical, significant items, it has over 15 million items all total. Everything from the world's most important collections of Jewish folk music recorded on Edison wax cylinders to the history of animals that was written by Aristotle in the 4th century BC. So here we are at the library as I do my walk around up the side of the stairs towards the front. The National Library was established in 1918 at the beginning of the 1970 Ukrainian War for Independence that was fought with many different factions. But at the conclusion of this 5-year war in 1921, Ukraine became an independent republic. That period was very short-lived, and Ukraine was actually kind of absorbed into the Soviet Union, and it became a full-on Soviet Socialist Republic, at which time, even though the library had a desire, and those in charge of the library had a desire to house and store significant items related to the rich Ukrainian history, by 1929 Moscow had begun suppressing a lot of this information, and the richness that was distinctly Ukraine, basically tried to kind of tear that independence out of Ukraine. And in less than 10 years, the Soviets had arrested a number of directors and bibliographers, and the librarians who worked at the library were either also arrested or they had lost their jobs if they were lucky. 4 of the directors in 1937 and 38 were actually shot and executed. Probably the most famous bibliographer for the library in 1929, Jaroslav Stashenko. He died a gradual death in a Gulag concentration camp. So you could say that the library's got quite the checkered past. Looking at the grounds of this national treasure, as I call it, it frankly looks like shit. I've seen dilapidated buildings in Chernobyl exclusion zone that look better than this building. And to think that this building and the surrounding territory houses some of the most important items in the world. It's hard to believe that it really looks like this from the outside and for people passing by. I know some people in Kyiv who didn't know if it was open or knew that it was open and kind of have this, I don't know, they're no big opinion on, the fact that it looks like shit from the outside, because I think, like, as you walk around Kyiv, there's a lot of buildings that look like this. I just think that with what's inside this building, it should look a lot better on the outside and take a lot more pride, national pride, in these items that are inside the building. It truly resembles more like something you would see in an HBO miniseries. And in fact, if you watch the HBO miniseries Chernobyl, in episode 4 you saw Yelena, one of the characters, a scientist. She was going through a card catalog and archives looking for information on Soviet reactors and Soviet, I think, other incidents that had happened. And in that scene, it was actually filmed in the Vernadsky National Library here, in the card catalog room. So, hopefully in a future episode or installment of Why Ukraine, we're going to actually get in the building and be able to see some of these important items, see what the architecture looks like, see what the furnishings look like, and try to understand, again, kind of why the first impressions that I have of the building are what they are, and understand how those may or may not impact what's inside. All right, so thanks for stopping by, and until the next video, subscribe if you like it, subscribe if you have pity on me, and hopefully this will get a lot smoother as I go forward, and you'll enjoy and come back for some more. All right, thanks a lot. Take care.